When we're talking about special quadrilaterals, we mean parallelograms, rectangles, squares, and rhombus. Okay, and that is what we are talking about about special quadrilateral. But these quadrilaterals are general quadrilaterals. They're not special types. They don't have any properties as such, standard properties. So coming back to the problem, uh, the question is find the area of the quadrilateral ABCD whose sides AB is 40. If you see, it's all given labeled in the figure. I have drawn the figure. That means if this kind of a question is given, you will have to draw the figure. Okay, and drawing the figure, correct figure, will carry marks also. So if you see, I have drawn the figure. I've labeled the side AB 40, BC as 28. It is given here. CD as 15 and AD as 9. And is given that angle A is 90 degrees. That angle A is the right angle. You need to find out the area of the quadrilateral ABCD. Okay. So what you do here first is that when you see that right angle here, you join the two vertices that are exactly opposite to that right angle. That is, you join this BD here because these two vertices B and D, these two are exactly opposite to your right angle. Okay, so you join these two vertices. You join B and D. You draw a line, either a bold line or a dotted line. Doesn't matter. You draw and you form a right angle triangle. Okay, the point of forming a right angle triangle here is that once you have formed a right angle triangle, you can find out the area of this triangle. And what is the area of this triangle? Area of this triangle is half base 40 into height 9. So you get this as 180 centimeter square. Okay. Now the problem is to find out the area of this triangle. So how do you find out the area of this triangle? If you see, once you have joined B and D here, that means the triangle that is formed, you already know this side. You know this side. The only side that is unknown is BD, the side that we have joined. And what you also see is that BD is nothing but the hypotenuse of this red triangle that I have shaded. So you proceed to find out the length of BD by Pythagoras theorem. Okay. So by Pythagoras theorem, if you want to find out the length of BD, then I have shown the working here. I've calculated BD to be 41 meters. That is 9 square plus 40 square will give you 41 square. Will give you 1681 actually. And whose square root is 41. You can find out 1681 square root of 1681 by your division method, the best method of finding the square root. So 1681, you find out the square root and you get 41 meters. Okay, so you have now, once you have found out the hypotenuse BD, this hypotenuse 41 meter that you have found out, now you know all the three sides of this green shaded triangle. Now you can find out the area of this triangle by Heron's formula. How do you find out the by Heron's formula? You can take A as 28 meters. All the sides are ABC of a triangle. You can take A as 15 also, no problem. Okay. B as you can take 15 meters. That means this you are taking as A, this you are taking as B, and this you take as C. So C is 41 meters. You first find out the semi-perimeter S. So 28 plus 15 plus 41 divided by 2. So you find this out to be 42 centimeter. Okay. So once you have found out S, now we can proceed to find out the area of triangle BDC. Area of this triangle by Heron's formula is S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. This is root over of S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. Okay, so this is root over of 42 into 42 minus 28 is 14. 42 minus 15 is 27, and this is 1. 42 minus 41. Okay, now what you do is whenever you get this kind of a situation in Heron's formula, you prime factorize everything. So 42, if you prime factorize, you will get 2 into 3 into 7. 14, if you prime factorize, you get 2 into 7. And 27 is 3 cube. Okay, 1 can be written omitted. So what you get here is, what are the power that you're getting? You're getting the power of 2 as 2. The power of 3 is, here you have a power 3, here you have a power 1. So 3 to the power of 4. And the power of 7 is 2. So you can write this as 2 into 3 square into 7 whole square. So you ultimately get 2 into 3 square into 7, which you calculate it to be 126. So the area of the green shaded triangle here by Heron's formula is 126 meters square. So what is the total area? What is the area of the quadrilateral? The red shaded triangle plus the green shaded triangle. The red shaded triangle, we had found out the area to be 180 centimeters square, and the green shaded triangle, we found out the area to be 126 by Heron's formula. The total area is 180 plus 126, so which is 206 meters square. Okay, or 306. 306. Right. So that is the area of the quadrilateral. Okay. So the point here is that whenever a general quadrilateral is given, you try to break up into two triangles, mostly two triangles, or maybe one quadrilateral, another one quadrilateral, and a triangle. You try to break the figure. This will be easier in case of the next one. If you see this quadrilateral, if you see these perpendiculars, ABCD is a quadrilateral here in this example, and it is given, the one diagonal is given, EC diagonal is given, and the perpendicular, the length of the perpendiculars on the diagonals are given. Okay, so here what all is given? That AC, this length AC is given to be your 24. DN, this length is given to be your 18, and BM, that is this length, is given to be your 10, and this length is 24, this entire length. So what you see is that this quadrilateral consists of two triangles again, this red triangle here and this blue one here. Okay, and the area of this quadrilateral is the sum of these two triangles. But the question is, how do you find out the area of the triangles? In this case, it becomes very simple, as the perpendicular is given, the length of the perpendicular dn is given. So area of the red shaded triangle will be half into base 24 and the height, remember, which is the height? Your dn is the height, this perpendicular, this is the height. So this is 18. So this is the height of, this is the area of the red shaded triangle. Okay, so which you get 216 centimeter square. All the measurements are given in centimeters. And about the blue shaded triangle, for the area of the blue shaded triangle, again we use half base into height formula. This time the base is again 24, and the height is this perpendicular, this one. In fact, this is a little cut here, so it looks something like this. Okay, so this perpendicular is given to be 10. So this, if you cancel, you get 120 centimeter square. So if you add up this, you will get.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, can I rejoin because my phone is hanging?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Three,
Thank.
they will get 336 centimeter square. Okay, this is the area of the quadrilateral. So in this case, it was simpler because you did not have to use Heron's formula. No side was given. In fact, the base and height of both the triangles were given, from which you were able to find out the um, area of both the triangles, add them up to get the area of the quadrilateral. Next, rectangle. You know, area of rectangle, length into breadth. The perimeter of a rectangle is twice length plus breadth. And the new formula that have been mentioned here is the length of the diagonal, because this is your diagonal. Okay, this is your diagonal. Okay, if I take the length of the diagonal as d, d actually is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. D is the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. So from Pythagoras theorem, we get here d square hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. So that you can write d as square root of L square plus B square. Okay, so this is a new formula, not hardly needed, but then still just know that this is the hypotenuse and this is how you find out the length of the diagonal. Main formulas are area and perimeter. Next, square you already know. Area of square is side square or a square, and perimeter is 4a. And this time the length of the diagonal here would be, again, if you take this length AC, this is your diagonal here. Okay, let us call this D. Then your, according to Pythagoras theorem, this is a 90-degree. So hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. So you get D square is equal to 2a square. That means the length of the diagonal D is square root of 2a square. Okay, it's a pure surd. Convert to a mixed surd, you get a root 2. Okay, so this is the length of, this is the length of the diagonal. And perimeter of a square, you know, is sum of the sides 4a. Perimeter for any quadrilateral, any pentagon, any octagon, any two-dimensional figure, okay, any rectilinear figure, perimeter is the sum of the sides. For any closed figure, the perimeter is sum of the length of the sides. Okay, just remember this. Parallelogram. Now this is an important one because the length, because in a parallelogram you have the concept of base and height, which I have had mentioned, I think in class 8 also, but let me just repeat here. So this is one height. Okay, another height could have been drawn from here, 90-degree. Another height can be drawn by extending this side. You extend this side. And another height can be drawn from this vertex. Okay. Or if you extend this side, another height can be drawn from the vertex A. Okay. All these are your heights. Now, if you consider this parallelogram, what is the area of this parallelogram? This is very important. Please remember, area of parallelogram ABCD
Base into height.
is, the formula is base into height, but you have to identify which is your base and which is your height, depending on what is given. For example, if I consider AB to be the base, then which one should be your height? Your height can be DM, okay, if AB is the base, or your height can be AN also, AB into AN. Or if AB is the base, then CP can be the height also, base AB into CP. Okay, all these can be your heights if you're considering a single base AB. Suppose if you consider your base as BC, if you're considering as base, your height can be DL, this height. Okay, your height can be this one also. If you extend this side, your height can be this also. Suppose I call this point, this point is your B. Suppose I call this point Q. If you're considering BC as your base, AQ is your height. Okay, so you can have, if you for a single base, you can have many heights in case of a parallelogram. That is what we are going to see in our next example. Okay, in the figure given below, if you see this example, the perimeter of the parallelogram is given to be 42. Perimeter again is what? The sum of the length of the sides. If for any quadrilateral, perimeter is the sum of the length of the sides. Perimeter is 42. Calculate the length of the sides of the parallelogram. So perimeter is given. Two heights are given if you see in the figure. Just draw the figure. So you have this height given to you. And you have this height also given to you. This is M. Okay. This is your 8 centimeter. This is your 6 centimeter. And it's a parallelogram. So opposite sides will be parallel. And you need to calculate the length of the sides. So let us take the sides to be, let us take this side to be X. And let us take this side to be Y. So you know that perimeter is given to be 42. But what is the perimeter according to X and Y that we have taken? Perimeter is sum of the side. This is X, this is also X. This is Y because opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So X plus Y plus Y. So this is twice X plus Y. So therefore, twice X plus Y must be equal to 42. That means X plus Y must be equal to 21. So I've got one equation. Call this equation number 1. This is a relation between X and Y. We're going to get the second equation, another equation. How? We're going to use the area formula. If you see here, if you consider X as your base or AB as your base, what is the area of parallelogram? Area of parallelogram with base
Base into height.
AB is equal to AB base. And what is the height? DM. This time we'll consider DM as our height. So this is X into 6, which is 6X. Okay. Area of parallelogram with base BC is BC into DN. If we consider base as BC, then we have to consider the height DN.
D.
BC is Y and DN is 8. You see the height is given to be 8. Okay, so this is 8Y. Both are giving me area of parallelogram. So therefore 6X must be equal to 8Y. That means cancel out the common factor. Twice of 3X is equal to twice of 4Y. So these two actually are going to cancel here. You're going to get 3X is equal to 4Y. This is your equation number 2, a relation between X and Y. So you can solve 1 and 2 simultaneously and get the values of X and Y. So let us solve. How to solve? You want substitution method? So from 2, 3X is equal to 4Y. So you get 4Y is equal to 3X. That means Y is equal to 3X by 4. So putting Y is equal to 3X by 4 in 1, we get X plus Y is equal to 21. And what is the value of Y? 3X by 4. You put 3X by 4 is equal to 21. Now take the LCM. 4X plus 3X by 4 equal to 21. That means 7X is equal to 84. X is 84 by 7. 12. So you get the value of X as 12 centimeter. Okay, or the unit given here Yes, perimeter is given in centimeters. Okay, so x is in 12 centimeters, and therefore from 1, again you use the 1 to get the value of y. X plus y is equal to 21. That means put the value of x, 12 plus y. That means y you get 21 minus 12, which is 9 centimeters. So these are the sides of the parallelogram. Okay, the question was calculate the length of the sides of the parallelogram. We took the length of sides as x and y. We got two equations. First equation we got with the help of the given data, that was the perimeter of the parallelogram, and the second equation we got with the help of area of parallelogram. Okay, and we solved to get the values of x and y. So remember this, in case of a parallelogram, this is just a touch up. Okay, I will not discuss any problem in detail from this exercise. Next is area of a rhombus. Now a rhombus, is a special kind of a parallelogram in which all the sides are equal. Okay, so it's a parallelogram in which all the sides are equal. So these two will be parallel and they'll be equal also. All sides will be equal for a rhombus. This is how a rhombus looks like. Now, if AC and BD are the diagonals, the length of the diagonals of the rhombus, then the area of a rhombus is half into product of length of diagonals. So area of rhombus ABCD is half of product of lengths.
Sir, that means we'll write AC into
Yes,
BD.
product of lengths of diagonals. So that means if AC and BD are the diagonals, then product is AC into BD, half of the product. Okay, and if you want to calculate the perimeter, if you know any one side, just multiply it by 4. Okay, see, perimeter have AB plus BC plus CD plus DA, all are equal, so all can be taken as AB. So 4 times AB, that is the same as a square actually. Okay, so this was your okay, now this problem, you can go through this problem. I won't discuss this problem much, okay, because I have trapezium to discuss, and this problem is a little detailed problem. But you will have, what you will have to remember is the properties of the rhombus. Whether we are doing quadrilaterals or not, you will have to remember the properties of the quadrilateral. Let us now start with the area of trapezium. So what is a trapezium? From the basic definition of trapezium, we know that trapezium is a figure in which you have is a quadrilateral in which you have two sides are parallel. Any two sides are parallel. Okay, so let us take two parallel sides, and these two sides that I'm drawing here, these are called the non-parallel sides. Okay. So if ABCD is your trapezium, okay, then these two sides, AB and DC, the parallel sides, these are parallel sides, and these are your this side AD and BC are your non-parallel side. I have discussed all this earlier also when I was doing quadrilaterals, and this is called the height of the trapezium, a perpendicular drawn from a vertex to the opposite side. This is a height. In fact, this is also a height. Okay. Now, what is an? Can anyone tell me what is an isosceles trapezium?
Isosceles trapezium in which uh, two sides are equal,
What sides? What
parallel.
sides? Parallel sides wrong. In which non-parallel sides are equal. An isosceles trapezium is a trapezium in which non-parallel sides are equal.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
in
Sorry,
an
sir.
isosceles trapezium, the special property is that if the non-parallel sides are equal, then these two lengths will be equal. Say if I call this M and N, then this length AM must be equal to NB for an isosceles trapezium. But for general trapezium, in which these two lengths are not equal, these two lengths are not equal, then AM will not be equal to BN. And that is exactly what I have done in the example after this. So area of trapezium ABCD is half sum of parallel sides into height. And what are the parallel sides here? AB and DC are the parallel sides. AB plus DC. And the height is, you can take height as your DM, or you can take height as your CN also. Okay.
Okay.
And if you want to calculate the perimeter, you take the sum of the lengths. Perimeter is nothing but the sum of the lengths. Perimeter is the length of
ABBC.
AB, BC, CD, and AD. That is the length of, that is the perimeter. Okay. Now in this example, the next form for a trapezium, if you see here, it is given that to find out the area of the trapezium, the measurements are given. Now you see these two triangles here, this red triangle you see, and you see this green triangle here. And also what you see is that this is 10 centimeters, both. That means this is an isosceles trapezium. That means these two perpendiculars that I draw from here, M and this DM and CN, that means AM, this length, must be equal to BN. Why should they be equal? Because this is 10 centimeters. In fact, if you delve actually very deep into this, what you can show is that this triangle is congruent to this triangle, and therefore by CPCT I can say that these two lengths are equal. Actually, this is the actual way. Okay, that is why we are always saying, but no need to delve into other. But remember that if two sides of these two, if it's an isosceles trapezium, then the length of AM must be equal to length of BN. Okay, and therefore how do we find out the area of this? You know the parallel side, the length of the parallel side. You know this parallel side 2 centimeter. You know this parallel side 14 centimeter. What is left to find? Only the height is left to find, that is only this. So how will you find? If you take this length as x, if you take this length as x, what will happen? X plus what is Mn? Mn is the same as DC, 2 centimeters plus 2 must be equal to 14. That means you can find out x to be, from here you can find out x to be 6 centimeters. So you have got this. Now what you will do is you will apply Pythagoras theorem in this triangle, in which this is the hypotenuse, this is your base. Therefore you can find out this from your Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so once you have found out this, you know the height, and then you can calculate the area of the trapezium. Okay, so I stop here for today.